In my last video, I talked about how it's too late to be a content creator, but there are still a lot of you who want to do it. So let's talk about how you can actually grow. I'm not going to talk about the same shit that everybody else talks about. Have a niche and be consistent. You've heard this a million times. You already know what to do. I'm going to give you weird strategies that I've used to grow over 60 startups from zero to thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers. The first one is bots. Okay, I'm kind of being facetious here, but you need to understand how prevalent this is. If you're a Twitch streamer, a lot of the streamers that have above 100 viewers are actually using bots to pump up those view numbers. If you're a YouTuber, a lot of people are either buying subscribers or paying to promote their videos, so their video will actually show up as an ad before somebody else's video, which gives them a ton of views very quickly. Even a lot of corporations that are absolutely massive on social media have used bots at one point or another to boost up their following. The reason people do this is so stupid, but it's because of human behavior. We are more likely to follow things and pay attention to things that other people find popular. And so this is something that in marketing is called social proof. If you have a lot of followers, it's a lot easier to convince other people to follow you. I'm not here to argue about the ethical implications of using bots. Everybody feels a certain type of way about it. However, I can tell you that this is something a lot of people are using. Bots are not real community members though. So how do we grow real community that will last? I'm going to teach you guys how to take a more active approach here, because often what I see with content creators is that they're very passive. Like you'll post YouTube videos or you'll go live on Twitch and you'll just wait for people to watch your video or come into your stream and talk to you. But that's actually not the best way to guarantee growth. If you want guaranteed growth, you have to take an active approach by reaching out to people and inviting them to consume your content. One of the ways that you can do this is very tedious, but I've done this for dozens of startups and I guarantee you it works every single time. And that is DMing people. Yes, literally jumping into their DMs, introducing yourself, talking about what you do, and starting to form a connection with them. I really like to use X for this, but honestly, you could use any platform that has DMs. On X, if that person isn't already following you, your message will be sent to their message requests instead of their primary message folder. And so in order to get out of that message request folder, you have to send them a notification that they are actually going to see. So this is why you can respond to one of their most recent posts and just tell them that you've DM'd them. This will make it more likely that they see your DM, and then you start the conversation and you start to build up that community. This can become very tedious. I worked in projects before where I've literally hired a person simply to send out DMs on X, and their responsibility was to send over 100 DMs per day. It did guarantee our growth, but you probably don't have the time to spend 8 hours a day sitting on X just sending DMs back and forth to people. So take this slow and just do it as you can. You don't have to send 100 DMs per day for this to work and to grow you. There are some automated DM services, like I've used Phantom Buster in the past for previous startups, and what this does is it will automate the process of sending a DM from your account, so you could send 50 a day with this tool without you having to do it. The tool will send the DMs for you. However, sometimes this results in the DMs coming across like a bot is messaging the recipient. So you either have to find a way to do this where it feels very organic and real. You still have to be in the DMs responding to that person if they do respond, and you still have to send that initial outreach of, hey, I sent you a DM by responding on one of their tweets. But tools that automate the process of sending DMs to users can be very helpful here. You just want to be aware of how you do it because it can come across sketch. Next weird growth tactic I have for you. These are really popular right now. These are Quest CMS platforms. If you've used Gleam in the past to run giveaways, you're pretty familiar with this. If you haven't used Gleam, it's a tool that allows anyone to enter giveaways or raffles by performing tasks like following you on social media, tweeting at you, or joining your Discord server. There are actually platforms now that do this for you, and there are millions of people on these platforms that will actually run through all of the various brands that have quests up so that they can gain rewards. What a lot of brands are doing is they are using these platforms to get that initial boost from like 0 to 1,000 followers to like help prime algorithms and help get their growth started, because these are such a reliable way to get those initial followers. The problem is, to be successful on these platforms is very expensive. Like 𝐁𝐔eely is a really popular one. It's $450 a month. The average content creator, you, is not going to pay that much money to run a Quest CMS. But I found a new one that is specifically for content creators and is much more affordable. And that tool is called 𝐁𝐿. It feels like anytime I hear link in bio anymore, I just kind of roll my eyes because there's 5,000 link in bio tools and most of them suck. However, 𝐁𝐿 is a link in bio tool, but it does the same thing that these larger Quest CMS platforms do, which is it helps to gamify the process of growing your following and also allows you to reward your users with any prizes you want. So as an example, you can go to 𝐻𝐿. 𝐻𝐿 has various tasks like follow me on X, watch my YouTube videos, join my Discord server, and performing those tasks gets you points that you can use to either purchase prizes or be entered to win giveaways. This is the only questing platform that I found for content creators, so I was immediately sold. I have never seen a product like this before. However, there is another feature of 𝐻𝐿 that I am absolutely obsessed with, and that is that you can send an email to anyone who has interacted with your 𝐻𝐿 whenever you set a new task. I have constantly talked about the importance of email lists and how content creators should make sure that they're building one, because it basically ensures that people see your content so you don't have to rely on an algorithm to serve it to them. And 𝐻𝐿 will do that for you. So this means that anytime you set a new task, for example, let's say I want you guys to watch this YouTube video, I can set that as a task in my 𝐻𝐿 and alert everybody who has ever interacted with my 𝐻𝐿. In the future, whenever I have 1,000, 10,000, or 20,000 people who have joined my 𝐻𝐿, that means that I will immediately alert 20,000 people that I have a new YouTube video up. And that is massive because that drives traffic and incentivizes people to actually watch the video. And I don't have to rely on an algorithm, which we all know is not going to send your stuff to all of the people who like it. You can use my affiliate link to sign up for 𝐻𝐿 down below, or if you just want to win some cool prizes from me, you can do that as well. The next growth strategy I have for you is partnerships. I wouldn't say that this is like a new growth strategy. I just view this as one that creators need to use a lot more. What I see with content creators is that people are quite bashful about asking for collaborations because you don't want to feel like you're using somebody else. I will tell you, content creators that grow and brands that grow are not bashful about asking for partnerships. In fact, there is a whole section of businesses called BD, which is business development, where their responsibility is to go out and get business partners for the brand. And then the brands will start to work together to do this co-marketing. They basically just make a post on X that says, hey, we like each other and we're working together. And then all of a sudden that inspires both of their communities to believe in them even more. And it's that simple. This is like the Ed Sheeran strategy. Ed Sheeran has collabed with like every musician that you've ever heard of. But the reason that this works is because Sheeran is building a Frankenstein audience by working with so many different musicians and attracting a percentage of each one's fans to his own audience. So he's able to grow a massive listener base this way. So if you want to grow, stop being bashful, make some weird ideas, and create content with other people. And if you're already doing it, just prioritize it way much more than you are. Like I'm talking 2 creators every single week. All right, next growth strategy, I'm going to give you a couple of weird platforms that could actually help you grow because they solve specific problems you might be experiencing as a content creator. All right, the first one is Snapchat. Snapchat is super weird. I know you probably haven't thought a ton about using it, but Snapchat is one of the fastest growing social media platforms. It's grown 10% year over year for the last 16 consecutive quarters, meaning they've never lost users. Like, they have consistently been growing. They now have over 400 million, with the majority of their users being in India. Snapchat is also paying popular YouTubers to post a bunch on their platform, and that's driving a lot more traffic to Snapchat. Believe it or not, I actually had a brand reach out to me specifically to grow their Snapchat community. This doesn't happen often, but this was when I really started paying attention to Snapchat and what brands and creators are doing, because apparently it's a marketing channel that a lot of them are using. One of the things that I've really learned about being a content creator for the last 10 years is that the creators that grow do so because they do something weird and different. Like, they kind of reinvent or create an entirely new meta. Snapchat still has discoverability. It has not been completely inundated by tons of streamers or YouTubers yet. So that means there is an opportunity here for someone to get on the platform, do it really well, and then funnel all of those users and all of those community members into their primary platform. Okay, the other platform I've got for you is Reddit. If you're a Twitch streamer, you've seen the subreddit r/Twitch. I haven't actually looked at r/YouTube, but I assume that's probably pretty similar. If not, there's definitely another subreddit where YouTubers are building community and talking about how to grow. You can't blatantly use Reddit like jumping on, making a post that just promotes your main channel, but you can use it to start to build relationships with people, which is the same concept as the DM outreach tactic I told you about. This is especially important for those of you who are growing from 0 to your first 1,000 followers. If you're within that range, it does require you take a very active approach. You can't really passively post content and expect people to watch it. You really have to figure out who people are, what their needs are, and start to create content that's aligned with the conversations that you have with people through DMs and subreddits. And you can promote your content if it organically comes up in conversation. It is possible to grow as a content creator, but I do not recommend you guys do this if it is like your sole job, or if you are just doing content creation in order to make money. Like, it really just takes so long to build up to the point where you are making a consistent income, and you have to be an incredibly skilled marketer to attract attention in this current climate. If you really want to make money, the best thing to do is learn content creation as a skill set, and then use that skill set to help grow brands, which I talk about in this video. This is also really similar to UGC content creators that you guys have probably seen a lot of. It's the same concept, but you're directly contracting with brands versus just making a single piece of content for them. So go check out that video, and I'll see you over there. Okay, bye.